Child's pose, unless something in your body is telling you like a red flag, that child's pose does not feel good. Like your knee or your top of your foot. So if that's the case, then you just flip around and you find an alternative, which would be coming to your back. Yes, exactly. You made it to your practice this morning, so kudos for that. We are grateful for the little things. If you do nothing else but just be here and breathe for the next 60 minutes, that is a success. So cut yourself some slack. Energize your arms, thumbs, index fingers, baby fingers. Your hands are anchored here in this child's pose. There's a lift of your forearms and softening your seat back to your heels. Ideally, that may not happen for everybody, depending on, tightness in the body, etc. The front of the forehead's resting on the mat, the towel. If you're struggling with that, I recommend sliding something underneath to make it a little less work. The goal and the technique to really having a successful yoga practice is finding a happy balance, like giving enough, but not too much. At any point during the practice this morning, you need to take a break, please do so. I will not be offended. So just listen to what your body needs or wants and follow accordingly. Press up onto all fours in tabletop position. You'll never see child's pose again for the next 60 minutes. Yes. Moving on. Stack your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Index fingers are forward. You can have the tops of the feet on the mat or the toes curled, totally up to you. Inhale, sink the spine down and looking forward. Pam, I'm really liking the outfit. It's bringing a lot of energy to me. I'm very thrilled. Exhale, round the spine deeply and looking in. Inhale, sinking the spine down and looking forward. Yeah. Exhale, rounding the spine deeply and looking in. Just moving and breathing. Inhale, sinking the spine down and looking forward. Exhale, rounding and looking in. One more. Inhale, sinking spine and looking forward. Exhale, rounding and looking in. Good. Extend your right leg straight back. Yeah, you can have it curled into the mat for a second and just feel. Yeah, when you curl the toes into the mat, you begin to fire up that back side of that right leg. Feels kind of nice. Yeah. Float your right foot up off the ground so it's just hip height. Yeah. Hug your right knee towards your navel. Squeeze in. Yeah. So straight in, and you might not get that far. So don't force it. Just kind of round like a little ball. Re-extend the right leg back to a three-legged tabletop. So just moving and breathing. Inhale, moving with breath. Hug it in. Round. Extend out. Just the leg. The hands stay firm. Again, hug it in. And extend it out. On the out, you're going to take your left toes, your left leg, and kind of pivot it out to the left a little bit, and then roll into a modified side plank very early on here. Modified side plank. The trick with modified side plank is if you have your left hand just a smidgen in front of your left shoulder, you're going to find a very nice ability to stack up. Flex your right toes. Yeah. And breathe the entire right side of the body open. That's it. Nothing fancy happening. Just breathing, opening. It's like a big yawn across your body. Yeah, nice. Right hand comes to the ground, back to that three-legged tabletop. So the left leg just straightens itself out. Good. Curl the left toes into the mat with the right leg still lifted. Lift up to a three-legged down dog. Three-legged down dog. That's it. Breathe from your inner right thigh. It's not about how high you're lifting. Your shoulders move away from your ears. Point your right toes, come forward and hug your right knee towards your navel. Arms are straight up and down. Re-extend your right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. That's it. Come forward, point the toes, hug it in. Activate, feel the strength and the length of the body. Re-extend. One more, point the toes, come forward, hug it in. This time, step the right foot forward and through. Walk it a smidgen to the right. Drop your back knee down on an angle. Yeah, and sweep up to a supported lunge. So just depending on the health of that back left knee, make sure the kneecap's not jamming into the mat. It's a little bit on an angle. That's it. Side body nice and long. And some of us feel great in this pose that we can sink forward. Some of us pull back a little bit. It just depends on your lower back, what's happening in your body. You need to just breathe, hold, and feel. Stay with it. A couple more breaths. Hands to frame your front foot. Tabletop position. Yeah, that's it. Isn't that nice when you just transition and it works out? Because it doesn't always work out, I'm not going to lie. Extend the left leg back. Curl the toes into the mat. Sometimes it's a hot mess. Float the left leg up so it's hip height. Do everything in little steps. That's it. Point the left toes and hug in. So first, start really basic. Just begin to feel round and draw yourself into a little ball. Keep both hands down so you can really feel grounded. Extend the left leg back, three-legged tabletop. Again, point the toes and hug it in. So you're going to get more range of motion if you can round, draw inward, squeeze. Extend the leg back, three-legged tabletop. Point the toes, hug it in. Yep. Extend it back. Keep the lift of the leg, curl the right toes into the mat, three-legged down dog. So the leg just lifts. Yes. When you come up to a three-legged down dog here, the left leg lifts from your inner thigh. Your shoulders move away from your ears and your breath is flowing. Yeah, we'll go back to the little side plank. Don't worry. I'll remember. Come forward, point the toes, hug it in. Re-extend the leg, straight back. Good. Hug it in. Extend it back. Come forward, hug it in, just getting joint mobility here. Step the foot forward and through. Drop the back knee on an angle. Rise, supported lunge. Feel. So sometimes it feels awesome to be a little bit more forward and get a little bit more of a bendy hip opener. Sometimes you need to drag yourself out of it so you're a little bit more straight up and down. Just totally depends on the day, what's going on. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Find your breath. And just feel. Wherever you are in the practice, in your body, in your mind, just feel. Two more. Hands down, right palm goes flat, right leg's going to pivot out on a little angle, and you're going to step into your modified side plank. Right hand stays down, left leg lifts. Flex the left toes. Lift it just hip height, or you can always have the option of keeping it down if it doesn't feel good. Like a big yawn through the side body as you breathe yourself open here. Look up or look sideways. Just try not to look down. It's going to be harder to balance. Two more. Left hand down, spin it around. Curl the right toes into the mat. Curl the left toes into the mat. Find your way into a plank. Plank position. Lengthen the tailbone. Bring your weight all the way forward. Draw the pit of the belly in and up. Good. A lot of times what happens here is either your hips are too high or they're too low. So it's good to modify with the knees down if you feel like you can't support. But a straight line of energy from the crown of the head all the way through your heels. Hips go up and back for downward facing dog, and it will feel like a dream come true. Roll forward plank. You guys seem really energized today. Really amped up. Yeah. Just as happy as the kids were to go to school. Yeah. My kid goes, he's like, it's gonna be a tough week. I go, why? You have to go to school the whole week? They like to miss days. Yes. Hips go up and back, down dog. Plank position in one motion, all the way forward, all the way forward. When you come to plank, lead with your heart. Yes. So modify push-ups if they suit you that way. Halfway to your push-up. So modified push-ups are just as challenging. No one cares if your knees are down. Do it so your body is aligned. It looks good. Hips go, arms go straight up, plank position. Hips go up and back, down dog. One more like that. Roll forward, plank. Just find what works. Maybe it's just a small movement. Halfway to a push-up that works best for you. Just reminding you your elbows are close to your side body. Your shoulders don't dump down. Re-straighten your arms. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need to get there this morning. Yes, once you arrive, feet can be a little separated here. Come to the fingertips along spine. If you're really struggling with that, blocks are helpful or hands to your shins. Exhale, fold into yourself, let your head go. Try that again. Inhale to a long spine. Create some space for your body, your mind. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. You can choose to practice at the top of the mat with your feet together or a little separated. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to set you up. You're gonna step for this first one to plank. Halfway to your push-up. Up dog or cobra, depending on what's happening in your back. Yeah, you can choose either option or none. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, you can crawl. Top of mat. Long spine right here. Fold in half. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Just like that. Arms go straight up. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare yourself. You can step. If you choose to float, just a reminder that you're going to hop light to a low push-up. Up dog pulls you through. Press even through your hands, the tops of the feet. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Hands to prayer. Drop your arms. From the top, arms go straight up. Just kind of getting into your little movement here. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. You can step, you can float. Just reminding you hop light. Up dog is smooth. Nice, Zoe. Hips go up and back, down dog. Each one starts to get a little better. If it's not, just, talk it up. Arms are straight. Breath is flowing. Look where you want to go. Step or float. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive in half over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float. Smooth transition through your up dog, nice and even. Looks good, Scott. Hips go up and back, down dog. Outer triceps grip, shoulders move away from your ears, hips lift high, arms are active. Look where you want to go, step or float, top of mat, get there light. Long spine, fold, root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. One more. Arms go straight up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let the head fall. Long spine to prepare. Step or float, vinyasa of choice. Up dog is smooth. Nice, Chrissy. Press even. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Arms are active. Look where you want to go. You're going to step or float, top of mat. Long spine, but you're going to pause. Separate your feet hips with distance and pause on the long spine. If you need blocks underneath your hands, that's always a good option, or hands to shins. Keep your right foot where it is and just step your left foot back. Nice big step. Yeah. Walk the right foot a little bit to the right. Yeah. Let your arms come alongside your body, palms face down. Yep, alongside the body, like a little airplane. Yes, back leg supercharged up. Steer your right hip under. Little bit of an up dog for the upper shoulder blades. Press heavy in that right thigh, and then rise high lunge from here. Crescent lunge. So a couple options. You can soften your back knee if you feel like your hip points are dumping down. Yeah, so sometimes that's a better way to be in. Feel the weight in that standing right heel. You don't want to feel it in your knee. You want the quadricep muscle to really activate and feel the muscle kind of sliding back into the hip socket. Soften the shoulders down your back. Why don't you try cactusing your arms? There you go. Perfect. Yep. Yeah, if you feel like you're really tight in your shoulders, cactus your arms. Oh my God, that's the whole class. Just cactus their arms. Everybody's tight in their shoulders. That's it. Breathe. Okay, if you cactus them, re-straighten them. Bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Spring to the top of the mat, feet hips width apart. Keep the length on the long spine. Pause. Step your right foot back, big step. Walk the left foot just a smidgen to the left. Yeah. Grip your left hip in and then bring your arms alongside your body like a little airplane. You're going to take off. Little bit of an up dog, just squeezing of those shoulder blades, back leg nice and souped up, high on the ball of that back foot. Rise crescent, come up nice and slow. Yeah, soften the back knee if you feel like you're dumping into your low back. If your shoulders feel tight again, cactus a little. Give yourself a little bit of an opening. The goal of this practice is to make you feel better, not worse, okay? So that's why there's room to move. There's room to make little modifications and changes. It's gonna be different for everybody in here. If you cactus your arms, straighten your arms. Hands to the frame the front foot, spring to the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale breath. With your feet separated, exhale, fold. With your feet separated, sit into chair. Yes, with your feet separated, sit into chair pose. Weights in your heels, guys. Yeah. Shoulders are soft down your back. Neck is neutral. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels, chair, sit way back. So keep the shape of the body just like this. Keep your arms up and keep bending your right leg. Step your left leg back into warrior one. Yep, proprioception, working on where the body and the mind are. Yes. Steer the left side of your body forward. Press heavy in that front foot. Grip your right hip in. This was really good. Lower back feels sensitive. You could tip your torso forward about an inch or two, and that will get you out. Outer blade of your back foot presses pretty heavy into the mat. Keep bending into your right leg. Step up, chair pose. You can do it. Chair pose. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels. Chair. Sit way back into chair. So keep your attention on that left leg. The left leg stays and the right foot just steps back. Warrior one. Yes, anchor that back foot. Steer the right side of your body forward. Bend heavy into the front thigh. Make any modifications that you need here. You could tip forward a little if you need to. Kristen, it looks good. Keep gripping your left hip in, everybody. Hands to frame your front foot, plank position. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra, pick your poison. Hips go up and back, down dog. Step the right foot forward from the back of the mat and see what it feels like. Warrior one, rise. Same posture, just different entry. Hands to frame your front foot. Through vinyasa of choice. You can add in your subtract your push-ups, your back bend. You can just go back to a down dog to reset. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. Rise. Hands to frame your front foot. Chaturanga push-up. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Your breath is key to everything here. It's the glue to the practice. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, land light. Long spine right here. fold in half. Chair pose, your feet can make their way together at this point. So you could practice either way. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, from the top of the mat with excitement, chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Yes, up dog is smooth, nice and deliberate movements. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Warrior one. To the floor we go through our vinyasa, adding or subtracting what you need. When you get to your down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns. You are accurate with the placement of your feet, and then there you rise. To the ground we go, chaturanga. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. So we meet here, we regroup, we reset, we check in with our breath. The arms stay straight. Look where you want to go, step or float, top of mat, light. Long spine, fold. Chair pose, weights in your heels. Just have to get out of our own way. That's all it is. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Heavy in your heels for chair. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Long spine to set it up, step or float, vinyasa. So building some momentum now. That was nice, Jay. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rise. Warrior one. Do your practice, move the way you need to. Chaturanga push up. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. All right, left foot forward, back foot turns. Wow, we just had there was a major shift. We went from like sleeping to a hit and run. Chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back. We just went into fight or flight. I'm going to get through this. Meet me in a down dog. We're going to do one more. All right, all right. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, land light. Long spine, fold, chair pose. Shoot up to stand up with energy. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up, heavy in your heels for chair. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Long spine to prepare, step or float, vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Move on the breath, warrior one. Someone said it was cold before. It got warm. Chaturanga. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, you're moving on your breath. To the floor we go, chaturanga. If I went too fast, you do your pose and then you meet us in a down dog. Good. Look to your hands, hop your feet all the way through, lay down. Yeah. Yep. Bend your knees in half, bring your hands behind your head. Yeah. Feet go flat, little mountain with your leg. Left leg stays bent, right leg goes straight up towards the sky. So it's going to be opposite hand to opposite foot, okay? So your right hand will stay behind your head like a little pillow, just to give you a little bit of support with your neck, because I don't want your neck lifting. Your neck is supported, okay? So the left hand's going to reach towards the right toe, shin, knee area as you crunch up, and then you're going to lower the entire left leg and the right arm to the floor and let it hover. Right and left. Yeah, right leg, left hand. You got it. Yep, right leg, left hand. That's it, crunch up. So try and move on the exhale breath. Have your hand behind your head, because a lot of times what you end up doing is crunching the neck. Keep your left foot, the leg that's bent, rooted, and the lower back down. So everybody's moving on their own breath. The leg stays lifted and long. That's it. You can experiment with a flex foot or a pointed toe. I kind of like a little bit of a point sometimes, or you can change it halfway through and see if you notice a difference. Yep. Yeah, so really elongating. It's a sharp, you lower slow, and then you kind of come up with a little bit of energy. Yeah, that's the trick. Lower slow, and then come up with a burst. Yeah. Keep going. Yep. Nice work. 3 more. Good. You're going to switch when you're done with that third one. Bend your right leg. The left leg goes up. Yes, the left hand stays behind the head. The right hand touches the left leg now. That's it. And then when you lower it down, find a lot of extensions. The lower is slow and the up is a little more peppy. Yes, the lower with slow and control. And then that's it, Amy. And bring it up with a little bit of energy. Perfect. Try and use the breath. So there's power, there's energy. Keep going. You're not crunching your neck. Your elbow stays open. That's it. Perfect. 3 more. Hug the knees towards the chest on that third one. Rock and roll a couple times. Cross the ankles. Float through a vinyasa. Meet me in a down dog. The up dog will feel good if you're taking it on because it's going to stretch out that front line. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe the right leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. There's no rest for the weary in here. Yep. Come forward, take your right knee to the back of your right tricep, just in the general directions. What I want you to think about is your knee just kind of lifting high towards the tricep, not taking your hip out of alignment. Yeah. Swing it to the center, just straight in, straight in, straight in. Great. Listen carefully. Step your right foot smack in between your hands. Don't come up. You're going to turn your back foot on a very sharp angle and set your feet up for warrior 2. Don't come up. You're going to take your block and place it this time to the outside of your foot. So you may need to place the block on its highest setting to kind of get into it, and you can adjust as we breathe through the pose. You're going to peel your left arm open towards the sky. It's a variation of extended side angle. We're just getting in from the ground up, okay? So you want to bend heavy into your front thigh, create a nice tracking 90-degree angle. Make sure the back foot is opened up enough, but turned a little on an angle. That's it. Just take this foot a little bit this way, over towards the back. Yeah. So your heel to heel or heel to arch. Your right hip grips in. Your right ribs turn and your left arm stacks up, or option, take it up and forward. Yeah, you can take it towards the front skinny edge of the mat, only if the shoulder allows that. Keep bending into your right thigh. So the outside of your right leg and the inside of your right arm make a marriage. They're connected. So you're rolling that right thigh open. You got it. Looks great. Stay with it. So as we fatigue in the pose, the right hip has the nature to kind of wing out. So just pay a little more attention to the last few breaths. So if the left arm reached forward, stretch it straight up towards the sky. You're going to look down. We're going to step right up into Ardha. We're going to keep it tight and low to the ground. So use that same block, move it forward, enough forward, and pay attention to your right foot. It has the nature to want to turn in. That's just weakness of our hips. All of us have that. So think of Tadasana, standing up nice and tall. And then roll open. It's like a yawn again. It's like modified side plank, same pose. Flex your top foot. Add in whatever it is that you feel you need. If you're a binder or a floater or whatever, a bender. You got it, Zoe. Turn your right ribs towards the sky. Yeah. Nice. Flex that top foot, everybody. Stay with it. A couple more breaths. If you fall out, you just get back in. Regular half moon. Slow transitions, guys. We're going to take a giant step back to warrior 2. Yes. So trust that your body knows where to go, and if it doesn't, we can tell it. Right foot is forward, left toes turn a little bit on an angle. Arms spread open, nice and wide. Yeah. Just as much love to the front arm as the back left arm. Lengthen your tailbone, roll your right thigh open, and then close your eyes and go inward a little and breathe. Anchor and feel. Stay with it. Couple more breaths. The feeling is temporary. It's just a sensation. It will go away. So put your mind's eye towards the breath and the power up from the feet up. Circle it to the floor through a vinyasa, please. Add in the push-up if that feels good. Take it through a back bend of choice. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Breathe the left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. So when you lift, try not to fling it. Just lift from that inner thigh with intention, with purpose. Come forward and drag your knee to the back of your left tricep. So there's a big difference in winging the hip out. We want the hip to stay aligned. Very nice, Scott. That looks great. These look awesome. Hug it straight into the center line of your body without anything changing. Arms are straight up and down. Step the left foot smack in between your hands. So now you know what we're doing. We're setting up a variation of extended side angle from the ground up. Reach for the block. Slide it next to that left foot. Open up the right foot enough. Make sure you're heel to heel or heel to arch. And then peel your right arm open. That's great, Pam. Guys, make sure your stance is wide enough and long enough. You may need to scoot your right foot back. Yeah, if you're going to wrap your right arm forward, that's cool. But make sure your arm doesn't pop in front of your face. Nice, Michelle. Sit deep into your left thigh. And make sure there stays a connection between the outside of the left leg and the inside of the left arm. Grip your left hip in and turn your ribs. Stay with it. A few more breaths. Stay with it. We're not there yet. Right arm straight up towards the sky, hand to hip, or arm can keep wrapping forward. Step up, Ardha Chandrasana. Go for it. At Mary's place. Find your Ardha. From the ground up, zip it up. That's it. Add in whatever it is that you did on the other side. Just stay consistent. Looks good, Rima. Everybody look sideways or look up if you can. Yeah. It's patience. Patience with your body, your mind, and your breath, and that's when stuff happens. Soften behind the left knee a little, guys. Release regular Ardha. Transition back to Warrior Two. Take your time. Warrior Two. Settle in. Make sure your feet aren't all over the place. Yes. Left foot forward, back right toes turn in a little angle. Left thigh rolls open. Big enough, wide enough, juicy enough stance you can get in it. Spread across the collarbone. Stretch through your right fingertips. And then go inward, a few breaths. The mind is powerful. Use it right here. Great. Straighten the left leg on track. Gotcha. Nope. Straighten the left leg on track. Pivot the left toes in. Clasp your hands behind your back. If you know you're going to need a block in a second for triangle towards the right foot, just kind of move it to the center so you have it nearby, okay? We're not going to triangle yet. Inhale the breath. Exhale, come down the center. Yeah. So first we're doing a separate leg stretch. Yep. Your feet are forward. I like them a smidgen in. Yeah. If you get down there and you're like, okay, my shoulders do not like this bind. It's not working for me today. You leave it behind. It's just an offering. You can have the hands down on the ground, resting on block. What's important is that your head is dropping below your heart. Your knees have a little bend. Good. If you did take a bind, just release the fingertips to the floor underneath the shoulders. Come to the fingertips along spine. Yeah. So at this point, if you know you're going to need a block for triangle, just slide it towards the outside of that right foot when you're down here on the ground. Okay, just place it there. And then slide your hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Perfect. Come the rest of the way up. Open up your arms nice and wide. Good. Pivot your right toes out from your right hip and turn your back toes in just enough that you can pick the distance for your triangle and then pivot into Trico this way. Yeah. And so if you need the block, it's there for you. Good. Some of us like a longer, kind of bolder, bigger triangle. Some of us like more of like a Iyengar type where it's a little tighter, closer. There's no right or wrong. It's clearly just what your body needs. Lean back a little bit. And if your hand is just on your shin, you'll pull up on the pants, the skin, like you're pulling the leg up. Yeah. So the shoulders slide down the back. Rima, it looks awesome. Just take your right ribs and turn them toward, there you go. That's it. 3 more breaths. Feel your feet, feel your inner and outer thighs. So grab that block with the right hand and then let your top arm pull you up. Straight arms, straight legs. Pick up your right foot, turn it towards the side wall, and then pick up your left toes from your left hip and pivot it forward. If you need the block, just switch the hand. I have no other way of getting the block to move. This is what we have to do. Yes, place it down and pick your distance, and here we go, triangle pose. That's it. Nice work, guys. So you're not dumping into your low back. Your front leg always has a little bend. Trust me, I had enough knee stuff. You want to keep it a little bent. Yep. You know, they're straight, but there's a little micro bend. Good. Does it feel too long, Scott, or does it feel good? Feels good? Okay. Perfect. You got it on this side. Yes, because you're going to want to feel like you're going into a back bend, but you're not. You're supporting with your obliques, your core. Kristen, it looks great. Three more breaths. Just fine tune it. Just keep it simple. There's nowhere you have to go. You're not blowing it out of the water. You're just being present. Good. Look to the floor. Circle it down. Lean on your right hand. We're going to find a traditional side plank now. Vashi. If you like the first version, you take it again. All my playlists are good because I make them, but this one's particularly good, I have to say. It's feeding the soul. Yeah, or at least the old people in here. Yeah, and I'm talking about myself. Good. In your side plank, you can take your top arm and wrap it forward. Yeah, that's going to work the core a little more. Spark up your toes. Add in whatever feels good. Transition to plank, slow, 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 and then go to the other side. Why I have you here. Perfect. The modification is just as challenging. You drop your knee down and you modify. Your right hip should not be opening. It should be stacked over your bottom hip. Yeah. Plank position. Chaturanga push-up because you can. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Exhale the breath out. Stay checked in. Step your right foot forward. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle. Warrior one. Warrior one. All right. Anywhere you want your arms, you're going to tip your torso forward and you're going to launch to warrior three. Warrior three. So the blocks are helpful if you feel like you're a little rocky today. They could be out in front of you. Arms could be alongside the body. Hands can be in prayer. Arms can be forward. That's the most challenging. What we're looking for is neutralizing the body. The pelvis is squared off. Stay in warrior three. Just bring your hands to prayer. Pause. The left hand will stay down. The right hand will slide to the flat part of your back. You're setting up for revolved Ardha. I recommend having the palm on the flat part of your back, the right palm. Yeah, that's going to give you good info, like, am I aligned? When you lift from your inner left thigh, lift and flex the toes. Look sideways and then breathe your heart and your chest open. If you're able to peel your right arm towards the sky, it's like the icing on the cake. It's not necessary. Two more. Right hand to the floor, step your feet together at the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale, keep it deliberate. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair pose, weight goes into your heels. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Inhale, your breath will hook and twist to the right. Yeah. If you can't hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh, do not force it. Just kind of stay in space and float it. The alignment is foremost. Your feet, your shins, and your knees should be lining up side by side. Much better to be in an aligned pose than be in a crappy one. Spine stays long. Your breath is guiding you. Add in whatever it is that feels appropriate right here. Last few breaths. Chair, pull it around. Stay active and engaged. You can do it. Press up to stand, dragging your right knee towards your navel. Your arms stay up. You're on your left leg, guys. Your right leg draws up to a 90-degree angle. Your left hand's going to come to the outside of your right thigh. Your right arm will peel towards the back skinny edge of the mat. This could be it for today. I like this. This is how I take this pose. I find it really effective, really grounding. If you are feeling an inkling of wanting to go further because the hamstring allows you, you can slide the hand down and reach for the outer blade of your right foot. The leg that you're standing on, that's the left leg, guys. It has to stay straight. You're doing great. Our exercise rings are closing. We're meeting our calorie achievements. Peel open. Stand up nice and tall. Pam, it looks good. It's the outfit. Makes the pose look great. Yep, stay with it. 3 more breaths. Pull around to center, arms up, leg stays up. Warrior 1, step back. You got this. You're on the left side if you got lost in the transition. Warrior 1, left side. Pause. Good. Anywhere you want your arms today. Tip forward and find Warrior 3. We're just moving and grooving here. Warrior 3. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, if you need blocks, slide them underneath and find your balance that way. Your heart lifts a little higher than everything else. Hands come to prayer, everybody. Pause. Right hand to the floor. Most of us need a block and we need to place it up high. Left hand to the flat part in the back. Pause here. Lift from your inner right thigh, flex the foot, look sideways. Try not to look back. Peel open this way. Twisting triangle is the alternative. This does not work. Zoe looks good. Really nice. Long side body as you breathe. Hang in there, Jess. It looks awesome. In the moments that you pause in the pose, we grow, we change. We quiet our minds and we arrive. Left hand down, right feet meet left feet, top of mat. Long spine, yeah. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, here we go. Get out of your head. Just feel the poses. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale your breath and go with it. Twist to the left. Watch your right knee. Has a tendency to slide. I love it. Air twisting. Any version that you want to take. It's your practice. Stay with it right here. Spine is long. Look sideways, look up. Try not to look back. We have a tendency to round. Weight stays in the heels. Chair pose, pull it around, stay engaged. When we press to stand, we're standing on our right leg and the left leg drags up to a 90-degree angle. That's it. You guys did great in that transition. Right hand wraps to the outside of the left thigh. The left hand wraps back. With the straight leg, it's there if you have it. Nice, Casey. Yeah. So what you're looking for is that you're not dumping into your low back. So you really want to stand up really tall. That's why the modified version suits majority of us better. Nice, Amy. Breathe the collarbone back. Pull around to center, arms up, leg stays up, pause. Giant step back, crescent lunge. You're now on the ball of your back left toes. So let your heel pop up. Drag the hands to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, lean forward, hook and twist. Drop the back knee if you need to support yourself like we did early in the practice. Yeah. There's a little lean back action, guys. Crown of the head lines up with that back left heel. High in the ball of your back foot. There you go. Make a bigger step. Your legs are long. You're lucky. Yeah, grip your right hip in. Chrissy, lean your crown of the head, your bun back. There you go. That's it. Hands to frame your front foot. Plank position. Chaturanga push-up. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. See, you feel so much better than when you started. Left foot lands, crescent lunge, come on up. It's all a mindset. Moving your energy, moving the magic on the mat. Rise, high lunge. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. You got to lean way out, hook the elbow, and then twist. If you need to modify, it's not really a modification. It's more of a support. Back knee can drop. That's it. Have the knee a little on an angle. You're going to be in good shape. Soften your left hip. Michelle, I know that's hard for most of us or all of us. So grip it in and soften it. There, now you can do it. Perfect. 3 more breaths. Hands to frame your front foot. Plank position. Pause and plank. Plank position. Drop to your forearms. Forearm plank. I mean, how can we not? Did he win? That's it. That's how that's done. That's pretty impressive. Was he sore? Yeah. Listen, if you get to this forearm plank here and you're really suffering, drop your knees because you can still create the same effort. You need to learn to listen to like when you give yourself a little bit of a break. Right. Soften the shoulders down the back, draw the navel into the back of the spine. That's it. Slow the breath down. That's it, right here. Walk the feet up for dolphin. Yeah. So essentially, you're just bringing ourselves into forearm down dog. Yeah. So, you know, it's tight in here. We've got a lot of friends nearby. If you can get up seamlessly, you know, you won't take the mirror off or take a person out. You're welcome to give it a whirl. Most of us just lift one leg independently. You don't want to be on the crown of your head. If this really doesn't suit you today, you just come to squat malasana and ground yourself, okay? Yes. Actually, when you're all done with this, see if you can stay for another 5 or 6 breaths. I want everyone to come to squat malasana. So you could take blocks and prop them up, and then you can sit down, or it's more of a bear squat for some of us who just can't get down. Squat malasana. Yep, squat pose. Lengthen your tailbone, elbows to the inside of your thighs. That's it. Roll the inner thighs open and see if you can slow the train of breath this way. Hands to the earth, Uttanasana, just forward fold. Yes, just forward fold. Scoot your feet back together and step back to downward facing dog. We'll finish off today's practice strong and connected. Slide your right knee forward for a half pigeon. It's like a dream come true. Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, this does not work for you. Please let me know. We can find an alternative and come to your back. Quiet your mind by using your breath. Left side half pigeon. Through a down dog, through a tabletop position, however it suits you best. Yep. Just slide that left knee forward and come forward. Each side of the body feels slightly different. So don't just blow into it. You got to move slow. I was like, I think you did that leg. No, did you do the left leg? Oh. Last few breaths. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up. Lean onto the left side. Swing the right leg forward. Yeah. We're going to do the hip flexor strengthener before we lay down and take our back bends. So we haven't done this in a while. I think the last time you came to class, we did this. So you'll need your block for it. That looks like this, guys. You're going to flex your feet. So it's Dandasana. So it's essentially your best version of your mom telling you to sit up straight. Okay. Sit up straight, draw the lower belly in. And then what's going to happen is the block for me is going to be on the medium setting to the right. I'm going to lift. Have you ever done this? And then pull it back around. And then lift and pull it back around. That's it. So the idea is that you're really zipped up. You want to flex. You start with the lowest setting. If you've never done it before, lift and pull it back up. But you don't want to lean back at all. If you're a runner or play pickleball or tennis, you need to do this. Yes, lengthen and bring it over. That's it. Perfect. Or cyclist, because anything that's activating your psoas and your hip flexors, this is going to strengthen. Forward. That's it. Sit up tall, draw the shoulders down the back, zip up your core, give it 5 more. They burn. You don't need to do a lot to be effective. Flex your feet, strong. Are you breathing? Good. Switch to the other side. Just move the block. You can start in the lowest setting. Sit up really tall. You don't want to lean back. This is just a great thing to practice a couple of these, a day. You're going to get better at it. Lift it and bring it back around. Play with where the block needs to be best for you. Flex. Yeah. So when you lift, zip up your core and drop it around. That's it. Do a couple more. Nice work. Good. Flex and lift. One more. Nice. Come up to center, take the blocks with you, lay down, and we'll set up for bridge, okay? So bridge will feel very good after doing this. Yes. If you want to place your feet on blocks today, it's the same as your feet directly on the floor. You're just elevating your feet. If you prefer a block underneath your lower back, that's an awesome option. Regular bridge, supported bridge, shoulder stand with a block, anything goes. Full wheel if you feel like you're just ready to go for it. Yeah, you're going to do two. So lift yourself up for the first one. Yeah, do first one case like that. Perfect. Yes, nice. There's a lot of length from the tailbone to the back of the knees. Good. If you're on a block underneath your lower back, just ignore me and stay. Everyone else, lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We'll reset for one more final one. Here we go. Flip the palms if you're ready for the full deal. Don't stress if this is not in the cards, okay? Lift yourself up. Lift up. Yeah. Any way that you're coming up, there's space from the tailbone to the back of the knees. You're creating a little back bend through those upper shoulder blades. Your neck is nice and straight. Your breath is flowing. Lift a little higher, steering your feet forward. Exhale your breath, lower down. Remove any blocks out of the way. Lower the lower back nice and slow. Hug your knees in towards your navel. Give them a giant squeeze. Reach for the outer blades of your feet for a quick happy baby. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. When you pull for happy baby, if you can't reach your feet, don't stress. Grab behind your thighs and just pull your knees to the outside of your ribs, and that will suffice. Yeah. Good. Come to center. Wrap your right thigh around your left thigh. You don't have to wrap your calves, just wrap your right thigh. Lift your hips up just a tiny bit and drop your knees over to the left and upper body a little to the right. Actually, Michelle, you can go that direction. It's the funny direction. We've done that before. I'll let you experiment on your own time. It feels good. Good. Come up to center, unravel, wrap the opposite thigh around. Yeah, you have to kind of like get your hips to come up a little and then drop them over. Good. Come up to center, clean it up, hug the knees straight in, give it a really active squeeze. And then slide yourself into Shavasana. When you set up for Shavasana, it's the master pose. Slide blocks underneath your knees. They can go underneath your head. Make yourself comfortable. Put a little towel over your eyes. You're supposed to do whatever you're supposed to do. It doesn't matter. It's yoga. Let it go. Complete rest right now for the next minute or two. Big breath in. Follow it up with a full exhale breath out. Arms reach up over the top of the head for a full body stretch. If you prefer to finish your practice in a laying down position, please just, do that. Hug your knees in towards your chest, give them a big squeeze. And work your way up, however it feels best in your practice to finish. Just sit up nice and tall. Sit up nice and tall and just feel. So as we practice, as we live life, as we age naturally, it's easy to go to that place where focusing on the things that you can't do every time you come to your mat. Remind yourself to focus on the things that you can do. Each time you arrive here, there is plenty you can do. Great job. Bring your hands to prayer. Bow your head for a moment. Always have gratitude for all that you can do. Lift your head, open your eyes, and namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. Hydrate yourselves. Good to see some of you. I'm here on Friday, but we have a full schedule of classes, so knock yourself out. Oh, you're going Saturday night. I wish I was going this weekend. I want to be there for opening weekend. I'm going to Dead in a couple weeks.